Countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Check out the grill illumination on the Beamer. That is pretty cool. Very outlandish. I can't make this up. And they have a mascot here today.
There's nothing like IMSA, there's nothing like the Rolex 24, it's nuts.
What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rides. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where we're here in Daytona Beach, right across from Daytona International Speedway for the IMSA Rolex 24. And we will be going to an exotic car show in a couple of days, but we will also be going to the Rolex 24. But before the 24, we have the Premier 24, which where I am today at One Daytona across the street from the track, there will be a lot of the race cars from the actual race coming up for the Rolex 24 this weekend here to show off their cars to the general public so they can get up close to them, show them off, tell them more about the cars and the drivers behind them. So today we're gonna see what cars show up here today, and we're gonna do like a little review, little tour, see everything that the Rolex 24 has to offer before the big race. Now you can probably hear the cars whizzing behind me doing some final testing on the track before the race in a couple of days. So right now we just got here early. We want to check out some of the cars that are coming in and see what we can see up close and personal before the big day. Now 59 cars will be participating in the 62nd Rolex 24. Yes, 62 years. And with that said, there's going to be a few that you're going to see here today, not all 59 unfortunately. And again, 9 women will be starting in this weekend's endurance race. That's a record for the Rolex 24. It should be a good one and one to remember. Now this area is barricaded off. Normally they have a demonstration. If you guys don't remember last year, they had 2 cars here. I believe they were both from the team Lamborghini, which was an all-female led team. And they were actually showing off live action pit stops here. They've done previous years where they did 4GT live action pit stops. They did, I think it was a Lamborghini and a Lexus. So you will probably see something like that again this year. So the first thing to arrive looks like a pace car. As you guys can see there. Yep. I'm not exactly sure they're going to be in the show, but first teams are coming across. You can see that there's a lineup there. There we are. First one. Obviously they can't be driven because they don't go in low gears at low speeds. These things are higher velocity at all times. So if they're not moving fast, they're not moving. So here we are. BMW right behind, Corvette behind them. Really cool to see some of these liveries as well. Lexus behind them. You can see Lamborghini back there as well. Porsche behind Lamborghini. And again, we do have female drivers on Team Lambo this year, just like last. Again, we'll get a little closer to these cars in a moment here. That livery is really cool on the Porsche. The big mouth. Lambo again right behind. Acura after that. I do love that with the yellow headlamps. We'll definitely hear that making some noise during the race. Acura up next. Guess who's after that? McLaren. That looks pretty sick. Another Lambo after that. And then to end the first set, Aston Martin. Right there in the end. And now that the Aston has gone by, squad number 2 is lined up after it. Those cars look insane. Never cease to amaze me seeing them up close and personal. And again, hearing them on the race day is going to be crazy. This one, check that out. There's a front bumper off. A front splitter. That looks pretty cool like that. Got another following up behind him. Done in a yellow livery. Yellow and black livery. And we got Cadillac behind them with BMW right after that, following through. Check out the grille illumination on the Beamer. That is pretty cool. Very outlandish. Pretty cool to see. That's gonna look really good at night. We got some more racers here pulling up. A lot of Miatas actually. So there's a team of Miatas. Something different. I see the Mustangs back there as well. We got a big crew out here. Really cool to see all of these show up, all the different liveries as well coming through. Ah, so the MX-5 Cup. Okay, I didn't know that they were going to be showing up, so that's really cool to see. There's a lot of them, guys. They're letting all the MX-5s go by. And then we'll continue with the big heavy hitters after that. So as the MX-5s go by, we got Porsche pulling up. We got Mustang as well. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the new GTD series Mustang here today. Check that out, guys. That looks incredible. Audi sneaking up behind him, full orange livery. What do you guys think? All right, we can check out the Audi done in this orange livery. And then behind that, it's gonna be Aston again, done in green. Look at the wheels on that. I love the wheels. Go a little bit closer for that one. That looks pretty sick. Back of the Mustang there. GT4, and as you guys can see, Porsche, Audi, Aston all back there as well. I think that will be the last of our lineup, but we'll get closer to these cars when they're parked up and get a better look at what's going by us right now, just so you guys can see them up and close up personal. All right, some moments later, and the Aston is moving. Get you guys a good view of that. Porsche right behind. Very Starburst looking livery there. I like it. Then guess who's behind that? Audi. Yep, the Germans. So as I mentioned to you guys before, they're doing the pit stop demonstration or competition here where both teams will try their best to beat the other team doing pit stops today. So we will get an up close look at what a pit stop looks like in IMSA racing.
So you're saying what is basically the difference besides just looking at the car? You can figure that out. I have to walk over here with the JDC. This is the most technological advanced car you will see in the world right now. It's a hybrid system race car that produces 700 volts of power. And as a pit lane official, we're always going to see that green light is on. That means that car is in safe condition. So here we go. We're going to get started. Watch the difference. There's a big difference in this. Let me find a safe place. Okay, here we go. Countdown. 3, 2, 1. Team members trying to being as fast as they can. That's a JDC, that's a weather. Left side of the car, taking the 5 wall guns off like we talked about. Tires are going on, so far this is a fantastic stop. Tires are on. And that's their pit stop in the Michelin Pilot. That's the difference.
So after seeing both of these cars go at it, obviously there's a difference between the two cars when it comes to pit stops. single lug nut versus 5 lug nuts, I believe. It's gonna be a little bit night and day difference, but they wanted to show the differences, not necessarily a fair fight, but it's just a good way to show you how these pit stops go. Now, we're gonna do our best to get every car on the actual video here today, but it is tough with this crowd. But first, as you guys can see, Lamborghini, wow, look at this. This looks crazy with this very Joker-like livery in green and purple. Now, we'll come around to the front in just a moment, but just had to show this off from the rear because look at how aggressive this is with the spoiler, sharp rear diffuser. I mean, the louvers in the back. It's just really cool to see this thing up and close. As promised, the front view looks just as cool as the rear yellow headlamps. I really love the tint to those. And then next to us, Aston Martin, right here with the flex box livery here. Looks really cool. Definitely like the way that this is going, but man, that Lambo is just so much more aggressive. Classy look for the Aston Martin. As classy as you can get for a race car. Cadillac Racing is back at it. This car we saw last year as well, and it's just so cool to see these up close. They seem unreal. Like they seem like they're straight out of a video game when you actually look at them in person, and the sound that these things make. You will see in the video coming this weekend. It's going to be insane, but just check that out. BMW's GTP car, as you guys saw with the illuminated grille earlier. I want to get up closer for you guys so you can see that carbon fiber exposed looks so cool. Obviously that is going to be perfect for weight savings, and you're going to need it because every little bit counts when it comes to the Rolex 24. Cadillac with the official safety car, as well as BMW. Which livery do you guys like the best? Very classy and subtle for the Cadillac, but BMW came very mean and green for their safety car, official IMSA safety cars for the 2024 Rolex 24.
They did. Well, first of all, good evening, everyone. It's great. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It's great to be here, and
He's only got to say hello and he gets a round of applause.
yeah. Shall I just stop now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't beat that.
So the first time I actually came here was for the race here last year, for the Rolex 24 last year, when we were announced as Gary's 56 for Le Mans. And it's great to come back here in a GTP. I've always loved this race. I always have. When I was racing in F1, so that was a long time ago, I used to watch this race on TV.
He was very young when he was in F1.
Exactly. So long time ago. But I've always loved it. I love the competition, and I love how tricky this circuit is in the cool conditions and the traffic. And there's nothing like IMSA. There's nothing like the Rolex 24. It's nuts. You know, you're out on track and you think, I've got a clean lap. I'm going to get a good lap in here, clean. And then 3 corners later, you're passing 3 GT cars and maybe an LMP2 thrown in there as well. So it is non-stop around here, and I absolutely love that about this race.
If you guys don't know who that was, it was 2009 Formula One champion Jenson Button. He is actually racing again this year as well. So had to get a couple of words from him, obviously in the video, to see what he had to say about the Rolex 24. So Acura is here. This very ghost-like livery, black and white with some orange on there. Very Halloween-esque, but I do love it. This is super aggressive, super sharp. I mean, wow, it definitely looks like a spaceship, especially the center here. I mean, that looks like literally something that you would take into space. It's crazy how aerodynamically efficient these cars are when it comes to every curve making sense. They do it for a reason. It's not just there for looks. Even the tires being exposed there. Everything for aerodynamics, speed, airflow, all of that. It's just so cool to see what they've come up with and how amazing this all comes together for the final product. The Peak Porsche is here with Geico. Looks incredible. Look at how wide this thing is. I don't think I can put it into words or even in perspective, but look at how wide this setup is. How insane does that look? I guess you can put it in perspective by the girl there. You can kind of tell just how big this car is, like width-wise. The Mustang GT4 up close and personal, Ford Performance, showing out, big tow hook right there in the middle. Check this thing out. That's a looker. I love the livery, very subtle. You got the big stang on the side, the grooves and everything as far as the stripes and everything goes, but it just, again, it's pretty simple. Check that out. That is pretty intense. Wow, and then the big wing, that's a good look. Check out the interior. In a sense, you can kind of see the interior. If you don't know, that's a door handle. But check that out from the inside. Can you imagine sitting in something like that, a cockpit like that? That is crazy. Acura has the NSX here. JEG Wentworth 877 cash. Now, you guys, if you get it, if you know, you know. But yeah, NSX looks really good. White and green livery here today with the JG Wentworth. Then next to that, McLaren bringing out this beautiful, beautiful beast. Look at how cool that this is stunning just from the front angle. Wow. Seeing it up close and personal, this is so cool. Obviously, McLaren's going to do big things in the race, but it's anybody's game, so we'll see exactly what they can whip up this year. But the car itself is looking quite fine. We can't forget about the people who take care of the drivers and everyone's safety. The first responders here with the rapid response vehicles, as you guys can see. Audi right up here as well. Check it out. With the Rad and Michelin Pilot Challenge on the livery with Momo on the side as well. Again, looks really cool, looks race ready. I'm excited to see what it can do out there. Next to something like this, Porsche with the very, very radical livery here. Looks really cool. You can see the drivers are both American on that side. I believe there's 4 drivers in total, so there might be 2 on the other side as well. But how cool does this livery look? This is one of the more flamboyant ones out of the group. Other than that, looks race ready. Looks like it's ready to kick some ass. Aston done in green, again with the Michelin Pilot Challenge, and you guys can see that this thing, this looks slick. I love the curves on this, even with the racing look to it. It still gives that class and elegance to it that you would expect from Aston Martin. It's a proper racer, you know, when it comes to just overall looks, performance, sound. I mean, it does it all, and you guys can't tell necessarily just from looking here, but we'll see more and hear more from it moving forward this weekend. This is mean. Look at the wide body, look at the wheels. That is so cool. I mean, the nostrils up front, carbon fiber, ventilated. It just looks so aggressive, so mean. And again, we have American racers here, as you guys can see. To go with this, Audi with, is that supposed to be you? Not exactly sure what sponsor that is. You guys are gonna have to fill me in, but regardless, it's a pretty cool looking car, and I'm excited to see what this does as well. Because everybody loves the brand, one of the hardest cars to film tonight will be this Lamborghini. As you guys can see, everybody's crowding around it. Done in pink. The Iron Dames are back this year. Yes, dames as in the females that will be racing this Lambo. And as you guys can see, again, it's hard to get a proper look at it. We got a couple seconds, but the Iron Dames, they were the ones doing the pit stop reviews last time in the competition. But yeah, it's good to see them back and excited to see what they do. We got Lexus here. This cool matte black and lime livery. Carbon, of course. Looks really cool. Kind of get the rear view of this. And definitely one that I'm going to notice on the track. This very stunning and very sinister livery. This wide body is insane. And then we can not necessarily see inside. You can kind of get a glimpse of it, but this is the best we'll get for tonight. Porsche has some company today. And that happens to be an inflatable dinosaur taking pictures with fans here. So race fans rejoice. we have a dynamic duo here. I mean, it makes sense, right? Look at the livery. It has T-Rex arms on the side of it. I can't make this up. And they have a mascot here today. How cool. American favorite here today, Corvette. Yes, the Chevy Corvette is back this year, and wow, does this thing look stunning. A lot of people here will definitely be pointing this out and rooting for it, obviously. Yeah, this is a looker and a half, and the livery itself is pretty simple, pretty Corvette. I think it had somewhat close to the same livery last year, but the looks are stunning and the sound is going to be even better. We're in front of another Lambo here, as you guys can see. That looks really cool. Wow, like those look like fan blades done in carbon. Really cool for Squadra Corsa here to show out. Again, I love the yellow headlamps for the tint, and obviously very Italian livery with the green, white, and red. See how well we can get this in frame. This looks really cool. Another great Lambo. LMP2. Obviously, these are pretty incredible as we've been seeing today. Just, again, seeing it up close, like you're almost going to kick the front splitter because it's so wide and so long that you feel like you're not even that close to the car, but that sticks out so far. It's just crazy. The roof scoop up top, this fin that goes all the way back to the spoiler. I mean, the cutouts for the actual tires. How insane is this thing? And even getting up close to try to see the cockpit, that looks like a very claustrophobic place to be. I could never. And from one LMP2 to another, again, seeing the cockpit from this angle, it looks like a cluster in there. I don't know how they make it work and how they drive with such little room, or maybe that is the actual secret sauce. You don't have much room for error, so you don't have much room for error on the track. You got enough room to move your arms left and right, whichever way you need to move them in order to get them around the track, and that's pretty much it. No room for horseplay. So picking this up for race day, because we're gonna need that, right? Because we're gonna need to know exactly what we're doing, but we do also have a race station to let you know the infield, the outfield, everywhere to watch, walk, eat, and check out everything for the race come race day. So again, just something else to help us out come in a couple of days when we actually have to go to the race. Now each side here you'll see in tables, because we are doing autographs on each side for all the drivers. So the drivers are here to give autographs to all of the racing driver fans. Really cool to see up close and personal all the drivers here lined up to give their signatures, because not all of the cars are here. I mean, keep it in mind, like, think about it, Ferrari's not even here right now. So again, there's a lot of cars that are not here, but the race drivers have shown up to show out for their fans, and we gotta appreciate that. Now, we gotta show some love to the Mazdas. Remember, we saw these in the beginning. Respect these cars. I mean, we have a 15-year-old actually driving this one here today, so that's really cool. So coming along the line, I just want to kind of show them off a little bit more up close so you guys can see the liveries and kind of pick your favorite out of the lineup that we have here today. But I didn't know much about the MX-5 and the Mazda series showing up here today until I saw it here now. So do you guys have a favorite livery when it comes to these Mazdas here, and anything that they've done specifically to the car that you guys kind of like more than the other?